This video sponsored by Envato Elements. Hey everyone, welcome back to Effect For You channel. Today, we are going to create Parallax Frame Slideshow, like this. So let's get started. First, today's sponsor message: design your project better and faster with Envato Elements. Get over 5 million stock assets and ready-to-use templates for your next project. Create more with premium design assets. Video templates, mockups, fonts, presentation, photos, audio file, and more. All this come with commercial licenses for extra peace of mind. Get unlimited downloads with Envato Elements, and start creating today. For more detail, find the first link in the description. As usual, first we need to create our main comp. Now create one more composition, and this is our background photo 1 comp. Now drag your image into the timeline and resize according to the composition. Now go to main comp and drag BG photo 1 comp into the timeline and convert as a 3D layer. Hit S for scale and increase the scale size 200%. Go to 2 view horizontal and move the Z position backside of the comp so that our image fits perfectly into the composition. Now select the layer and search motion tile effect. Increase output width and height around 200, and check mirror edges. Now search Gaussian blur effect, and increase the blurriness 20. Now we need to create our center frame, so create a new composition, and width 990 and height 1200 pixels, and I call this center frame 1. Now select rectangle tool, fill color black. Double click on rectangle to create perfect rectangle shape. Now again select rectangle tool, and create a rectangle inside the first rectangle. Then select the bottom layer, and select track matte alpha inverted matte. Here you can see. Perfect. Now again select rectangle 2, select fill color white. Double click on rectangle to create perfect rectangle, move this layer below the all layers. Now again select rectangle tool, and create a rectangle inside the white rectangle, like this. Move the layer above the last layer. Then select last layer, and change track matte alpha inverted matte. Here you can see our frame. Cool. Now create one more composition with same width and height, and I call this center placeholder 1. Now drag the same background image into the timeline, and adjust according to the composition. Now again create one more composition with same dimension, and I call this center media 1. Now drag the center placeholder and center frame comp into the timeline. Cool. Select frame layer, and search drop shadow effect, change softness around 100. Distance 0, and opacity 20%. I think softness 50 look good to me. Perfect, here you can see the effect. Now again select the rectangle tool, fill color white, and create a big rectangle shape like this. Change the opacity around 20. And change layer mode soft light. Rotate the layer around 30 degrees. Now we need to animate the position. Go to 1.5 second forward, and add a keyframe. Then go to first frame, and move the shape, top left corner. We also need to animate the opacity. Go to 1 second forward, and add a keyframe, then go to around 1 second ahead and change opacity 0%. Perfect. Now go to main comp and drag center media 1 comp into the timeline. Convert layer as a 3D layer, go to 2 view horizontal, and move the Z position, backside of the comp. Decrease the scale around 80%. Perfect. Now duplicate the center frame 1 comp in project window. And I call this side frame 1. Open side frame 1 comp. Now we need to resize our composition. So go to composition setting, width 600 and height 750 pixels. Here you can see. Now select the all layers, hold shift key and resize the layer, according to the composition. Make sure fill all gap of the comp. Perfect. Now go to project window and create a new composition with same dimension. And this is our side placeholder 1 comp. Drag your image into the timeline, and resize according to the composition. Now go to main comp, and create one more composition with same dimension. And this is our side media 1 comp. Drag the side frame and side placeholder comp into the timeline. Cool. Select the side frame layer and search drop shadow effect. Adjust all settings as we have done with the center frame. Perfect. Now go to main comp and drag slide media 1 into the timeline. And convert as a 3D layer. And move the Z position a little bit close to the camera, and decrease the scale around 50%. And adjust left side of the center frame. I think we need to increase the size little bit around 60%. Now duplicate the side media 1 layer. And move other side of the center frame. Here we need to replace this side media layer. So go to project window and duplicate the side media 1 comp. Hold Alt key and drag the side media 2 comp over the duplicate side media 1 layer. Now open side media 2 comp. Now we need to replace side placeholder 1. So go to project window and duplicate the side placeholder 1 comp, and replace with side placeholder 1 comp layer. Now open placeholder 2 comp and replace your image, and resize according to the composition. Here you can see. Now we need to animate these placeholders. Select all 3 placeholders and press P for position, and Shift R for rotation. Go to around 4 seconds forward. And add a keyframe on position and Z rotation. Then go to first frame, select side media 2 layer and rotate -90 degree. Then select side media 1, and change rotation 90 degree. Then select center media 1, and rotate -40 degree. And move the Z position, close to the camera. So our center photo goes out of the camera. Now select left side placeholder and move X position, left side of the comp. And right side placeholder X position right side of the comp. Perfect. Select all keyframes and ease them. And make your graph like this. Cool. Now create a camera. I am using 50mm preset camera. Then create null layer. Convert null as a 3D layer. And parent your camera with null layer. Now we need to animate the null layer, so press P for position, and Shift R for rotation. Go to 4 second forward and add a keyframe on position, and Z rotation. Then go to first frame and move the Z position, close to the camera. And change the Z rotation 40 degrees. Select all keyframe and ease them. And make your graph like this. You can offset the both side layer a little bit. Cool. Now select camera, hit P for position, go to first frame and add a keyframe, then go to around 10 seconds forward, and move the Z position a little bit close to the camera. I think we need to change the Z position of null layer a little bit backside of the comp. Perfect, it's look good to me. Now apply wiggle expression on camera position, so hold Alt key and click on stopwatch icon, and type wiggle expression. Perfect. Now create a new composition, width around 2500, and height 750 pixels, and I call this line elements. Select pen tool, fill color none, and stroke white around 7 pixel. Now create a random line shape like this. Now open shape layer, then open contents. Then shape 1, then stroke 1, now add the dashes. And increase the dash around 40. Here you can see. Now we need to animate this, so go to first frame, and add a keyframe on offset, and increase offset amount 1000. Then go to 10 seconds forward. And change the offset amount 0. Now you can see our line has movement. Cool. Now go to main comp and drag line elements comp into the timeline, and convert as a 3D layer, and move the layer position a little bit backside of the comp. Now press R for rotation, and adjust XYZ rotation according to your choice. I am skipping this part so that you don't have to wait. You can also decrease the size, and adjust the position. Now duplicate the line elements layer, and move opposite side of the comp, and adjust according to you. Perfect. Now I want to create dots effect, so create a new composition, 1920 by 1080. And I call this dots. Then create a new solid layer. Change solid color white. Select the layer and search CC Ball Action Effect. Ball size 10. And grid spacing 8. Here you can see. Now create one more solid layer. And search Fractal Noise Effect. Change contrast around 385. And brightness -90. Complexity 1. Also change noise type, spline. And increase the scale around 1000. Now we need to animate the evolution. So hold Alt key and click on stopwatch icon. And type time multiply 100. Select the bottom layer, and change track matte, luma matte, so our dots are only visible in brighter area. Perfect. Go to main comp and drag dots comp into the timeline. Here you can see. Cool. Also convert the layer as a 3D layer, and increase the scale around 120%. Perfect. Now create one more composition. And I call this Digital Elements. And change width and height 2500 pixels. Select Rectangle tool, stroke none. And fill color white. And create a shape like this. And change the opacity around 10%. Now apply wiggle expression on opacity. Now duplicate the shape layer multiple times. And randomly adjust in composition. Now select text tool and create plus icon. Here we need to animate the rotation. Press R for rotation, and hold Alt and click on stopwatch icon. And type time multiply 50. Cool. Now again duplicate the icon multiple times. And randomly adjust in composition. Now select text tool, and type some random numbers. You can increase and decrease the font size according to you. Open text layer, go to animate, and select character offset. Now apply the wiggle expression on it. Here you can see, our numbers are randomly change after few frame. Again duplicate the layer and randomly adjust in composition. Perfect. You can also change these numbers. Cool. Select all layers and turn on 3D layer. Now go to view horizontal. And randomly adjust the Z position, like this. I am skipping this part so that you don't have to wait. After adjust the Z position, our comp look like this. Now go to main comp and drag digital elements comp into the timeline. And convert as a 3D layer. Also move the Z position a little bit backwards the comp. and adjust left side of the composition. Also turn on Collapse Transform icon, this will give the 3D depth in our elements. Here you can see. Now duplicate the layer and move right side of the comp. Also decrease the scale around 80%. Here you can see the elements. Perfect. Cool. One more thing, make sure turn off the camera's depth of field, so that our image look more clear. Perfect. Now I want to add some other elements, so select Text tool, and type any one alphabet. Increase the font size, and turn on 3D layer icon, and adjust left bottom side of the comp. And change opacity around 20%. Also move the Z position little bit back side of the comp. Now duplicate the layer, and move top right side of the comp. And change the character. Perfect. Now in project window, here I have some other elements, so drag lens dust image into the timeline. Change mode normal to screen. And turn on 3D layer. And increase the size little bit. Cool. We need to add the wiggle expression on position, so hold Alt key and click on stopwatch icon. Now drag texture image into the timeline. Turn on 3D icon, and change layer mode screen. And move the Z position above to both side frame. Now duplicate the layer, and move back side of the comp, and increase the size little bit. Perfect, it's look good to me. Now we need to add our text. So go to project window and create a new composition. 1920 by 1080, I call this text 1. Select text tool and type your text. Now we need to animate this, so open text layer, go to animate, and select opacity. Now open range selector 1. Then advance, and change shape ramp up. Now animate the offset, go to first frame, and add a keyframe, and offset amount -100%, then go to 2 second forward, and change offset 100%. Also add a keyframe on opacity. Then go to few frame backwards, and change the opacity 0%. Here you can see. Perfect. Now duplicate the text layer, and move below to first text, and change your text. You can also change the font size. Now open text layer, and turn on randomize order on. You can also move the layer few frame forward. Cool. Convert both layer into 3D layer. Now go to main comp and drag text 1 comp into the timeline, and convert as a 3D layer. And adjust the text bottom side of the composition. And turn on collapse transforms icon. And move the layer few frame forward. Cool. Now we need to create our outer animation, so select null layer, hit P for position, go to around 2 seconds forward from second key, and add a keyframe, then go to 1 second forward, and move Y position, top side of the composition, like this. And make your graph like this. Perfect, it's look good to me. Select all layers and pre-compose them. And I call this scene 1. Now here we have some other elements footage, so drag the micro dirt footage into the timeline. And change mode normal to screen. Then drag light leak footage into the timeline, change layer mode screen. Now create an adjustment layer. Select the layer and search curves effect. And adjust your curves. Then search sharpen effect. And increase sharpen amount 15. Perfect. Similarly, duplicate the scene 1, and replace your all composition, so make scene 2. I am not going to create because the video is already too long, but if you need scene 2 part, so please comment me, I'll make second part. One more thing, make sure turn on the motion blur of all layers and main comp. Perfect, our animation has done. Hit 0 for render. Thanks for watching, I hope you like the video, so please, like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. For more tutorial I'll see you in the next video.